Her time has come, at least that's what all the Twitter posts and ads for the new Wonder Woman film say. But is it her time? Well, let's hop on in and find out. The story is a rather simple origin of Wonder Woman, who in the first 10 minutes or so we see grow from a little girl to Gal Gadot's warrior woman we all know. She gains her first look at the outside world when Steve Trevor, played here very well by Chris Pine, crash lands on Themyscira, bringing with him a German army hot on his heels to not only attack the Amazons but try and get back the notebook that he stole from Dr. Poison. In the ensuing attack, Diana's teacher and friend Antiope is killed. Against her mother's wishes, Diana travels with Steve to Manswell to help him return the documents stolen from Dr. Poison to his army's headquarters in London. However, Diana has an ulterior motive, and that is stopping the god of war Ares, who she believes is the one behind the Great War. Journeying into Manswell puts Diana on a course that sees her do battle with many foes and forges her way to becoming Wonder Woman. So the first 80 or so minutes of this film are absolutely fantastic. Everything is on point. The action, the acting, at least for the most part, the comedy, everything runs really nice at a really great pacing until it hits the last few moments of the second act, where suddenly someone with ADHD took over and decided everything should be loud action with explosions every 10 seconds. The final act does not sit well with anything previously established in the film and feels so out of place over the much more reserved and carefully executed first and second acts. There are major problems within these two acts, however, like the Amazons sometimes breaking their accents and straying kind of into like slightly Russian sort of territory with how they're sort of accenting everything, and there are a few logic leaps like Steve understanding the Amazons right off the bat without any usage of their lasso to help him understand them, much like how the recent comics are playing it at the moment. The acting for the most part is passable, but my god, someone get Gal Gadot an acting coach. If Dave Bautista can come from wrestling, get an acting coach and become a really versatile actor in a few short years, then someone who has been acting legitimately from the early 2000s onwards like Gadot has shouldn't have any problems. The movie also tries to explain why Diana was absent from most of the world after World War I, but never actually does, seeing as at the end there's nothing that really sends her away. There's even a line just before the movie ends that says that she actually believes in man and that they can be good. So why did she disappear? The villains, of which there are three, are pretty laughable. First is Dr. Poison, an old school Wonder Woman villain who really doesn't do anything other than show up to rasp about her new gas and then just disappears from the story near the end of the movie. The next is General Ludendorff, played by Danny Hudson, who is actually a real person from World War I, but here he's kind of turned into a super crack-sniffing thug. Finally, we have the final villain, Ares, played hilariously by David Thewlis, who people will know as Professor Lupin from the Harry Potter series. They try the old bait and switch with Hudson and Thewlis' character, but it's something even someone only paying half attention to the film would get immediately when Thewlis' character is introduced. When Ares as a proper CGI villain shows up, it's actually kinda hilarious to see Thewlis' head stuck on a CGI body that hurls blurry bits of CGI at a CGI Gal Gadot. The only real decent thing in the end was the death of Steve Trevor, which, oh boy, I feel like they definitely earned it in this film. Chris Pine did such a great job with the role, and I'm kind of mad that he's not going to be back for sequels or show up anywhere else, because he was definitely a shining example in this movie. Wonder Woman excels in the first two acts but falls on its face hard in the third act and never truly recovers. The film's only saving graces are those two acts, as well as some pretty fine acting from people like Robin Wright, Connie Nelson and Chris Pine. I'm going to give Wonder Woman a 6 out of 10. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you'll check out my other reviews of comics out this week. You can also catch myself and Joel from Cape Joel in our weekly podcasts, Cape TV and the Comic Multiverse, over on his channel, the Weekly Pool Archive channel, and on SoundCloud. Links to them can be found in the description below. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and if you're feeling a touch generous, I have a cyber tip jar set up. Just follow the links below, and until next time, I am Matt of the Fortress of Solitude, and I will see you in another video.